Well, this week, our community lost a giant, and I lost a dear friend, Gene Hackman.
Welcome to our channel, the place where we uncover unsolved mysteries, shocking truths, and groundbreaking stories about Hollywood legends. From the greatest stars who shaped the history of cinema to the most scandalous behind-the-scenes.
Have investigators been able to get into the obtained cell phones?
Not at this time. We have them in our possession. Those were collected yesterday. It's going to take a process.
The process also...
The unsolved mystery. Who is trying to cover up the truth? The recent shocking discoveries should have shaken the world, yet the authorities remain completely silent. No public investigation, no official statements. Every piece of evidence has mysteriously disappeared. Why? Who has enough power to bury a case of this magnitude? These unanswered questions have ignited public speculation, but the truth remains hidden in the shadows, known only to those who hold the secrets. The deeper one digs into the case, the clearer it becomes that the truth is being systematically erased. Why have all related documents been sealed? Every individual who had contact with Gene Hackman before his death has either vanished or refused to speak. The few who dared to come forward had their statements swiftly dismissed as delusional or fabricated. It's obvious that some force is working hard to keep this buried. But for what reason? Could what they're hiding be so dangerous that it must never be exposed? Strange symbols discovered inside Hackman's estate seem to contain some sort of message, yet no one has been able to fully decode them. Classified documents written in ancient languages, intricate blueprints of structures that don't match any known civilization. What do they mean? Even more disturbing, a hidden underground chamber was found containing devices unlike anything seen before. They don't belong to this era, perhaps not even to this world. These findings should have rewritten history, yet instead, they've been wiped from official records. How did Gene Hackman really die? The initial autopsy report listed his death as natural causes, but there are too many inconsistencies to accept that at face value. A man living under heavy protection inside a fortress-like estate equipped with the most advanced security systems is suddenly found dead, with no signs of forced entry or struggle? Was this an assassination meant to silence him? And if so, who was behind it? Those capable of pulling off such a perfect cover-up are not ordinary individuals. The public is buzzing with theories, secret societies, high-level political conspiracies, even research that goes beyond human comprehension. Some believe Hackman uncovered something so earth-shattering that he had to be eliminated. Others think his estate was a secret research facility, hiding knowledge the government doesn't want anyone to see. But whatever the case, one thing is certain. Something is being hidden, and those responsible will go to any lengths to keep it that way. So what is the real truth? How could what Hackman knew have changed the world? And why have so many gone to such great lengths to suppress it? Theories will continue to circulate, but the truth remains buried beneath layers of secrecy. Perhaps we will never know what really lies beneath Hackman's estate. Or maybe one day, someone bold enough will uncover it. But will they have the strength to stand against those determined to keep the secret locked away forever? The questions remain, unanswered, shrouded in silence and darkness. But history has proven that no secret can stay buried forever. One day, the truth will surface. And when it does, it may be far more shocking than we ever imagined. Until then, all we can do is wait, and wonder if anyone is brave enough to push past the locked doors and finally expose what's been hidden for so long.
receiving no answer and contacted neighborhood security to conduct a welfare check. Security then checked on the residence and observed Mr. Hackman and Miss Arakawa on the ground unresponsive through a window and called 911. Deputies arrived and gained access to the residence where they observed Mrs. Arakawa deceased. They continued the search of their home and located Mr. Hackman in a separate area of the residence, also deceased. A German Shepherd.
Shocking discovery. Inside Gene Hackman's mansion. At exactly 11 a.m. on February 26, 2025, the world was stunned by the sudden passing of legendary actor Gene Hackman. For years, he had retreated from the public eye, choosing a quiet, reclusive life at his lavish yet enigmatic estate in Santa Fe, New Mexico. His death alone was shocking, but what investigators found inside his home was even more disturbing. The secrets hidden behind the mansion's walls left the entire investigation team speechless. According to ABC News, investigators executed a search warrant on Hackman's estate following his unexpected death. From the moment they stepped inside, they sensed that something was off. There were no signs of natural causes or an accident, no indications of forced entry. Yet, strange claw-like scratch marks covered the wooden floors in the hallway leading to the library, as if someone had desperately tried to hold on, resisting an unseen force. Even more puzzling was the way the furniture had been subtly disturbed. Chairs were slightly pulled away from the dining table, bookshelves appeared to have been forcefully shifted, and several personal belongings were found in places where they didn't belong. However, there were no signs of a struggle or home invasion. It was as if someone, or something, had deliberately rearranged the space for reasons unknown. The most unsettling discovery was Hackman's personal journals. Neatly stacked on his desk, the notebooks contained pages filled with erratic, nearly illegible handwriting. Some entries described recurring nightmares, disembodied voices echoing through the halls at night, and an unseen presence he had sensed in his home. Others were filled with strange calculations, cryptic symbols, and inexplicable sketches that defied any logical explanation. But the most shocking revelation came when an investigator accidentally leaned against a bookshelf in the library. A faint click echoed through the room. Slowly, the wall behind the bookshelf slid open, revealing a hidden passageway leading to a basement no one knew existed. Why had Hackman kept this a secret until his death? As the investigators descended the dust-covered steps, they had no idea what they were about to uncover. A truth so chilling that it could change everything the world thought it knew about Gene Hackman and his final years.
We will have more concrete answers of what happened.
Again, we're waiting for the autopsy results and the toxicology. The doctor, the pathologist, shared that information, which I think some tests were expedited, and so she shared that information with me because she thought it was relevant to the case and important for the public to know. I don't know. I don't know when the cause and the manner will be determined officially, or when the toxicology results come. I'm assuming the pathologist will wait for the
mysterious tunnel and the unexplored room. The hidden passage led downward into a spiral staircase, its steps vanishing into the suffocating darkness below. The deeper the investigators descended, the heavier the air became, thick with the scent of aged wood, dust, and something else, something indescribable. At the bottom of the staircase, they reached a door, its surface marked with strange, unfamiliar carvings. With a hesitant push, the door creaked open, revealing a room that had seemingly remained untouched for decades, maybe even centuries. What they found inside left them speechless. Scattered across the dimly lit chamber were large, dust-covered wooden crates, some cracked open by time and neglect. Inside, they discovered brittle, yellowed documents filled with cryptic text, corroded metal objects whose original purpose was impossible to determine, and artifacts that did not belong to any known historical record. Each item told a fragmented story, one that was waiting, perhaps desperately, to be pieced together. Against one of the stone walls hung old, faded photographs. The images depicted unfamiliar people and locations, yet something about them was eerily familiar. Some faces seemed vaguely recognizable, as though they had once been part of history, only to be erased from memory. Yet no one in the room could place their names, and the more they stared, the more the faces seemed to stare back. Resting on a dust-covered desk were bound leather folders, each one filled with handwritten notes about events that had never been reported, disasters that had never been acknowledged, and meetings that had never officially taken place. The scribbled observations spoke of unseen forces, whispered warnings, and secrets too dangerous to ever be spoken aloud. Among the scattered relics, an antique pocket watch lay frozen in time. Its hands were stopped at an inexplicable hour, one that did not correspond to any logical time frame. Next to it was a collection of expensive jewelry, their gemstones still gleaming despite the years of neglect. Whoever they once belonged to must have been someone of great importance, someone whose story had been deliberately erased. But the most chilling discovery of all was an old, tattered journal. As an investigator carefully flipped through its fragile pages, the erratic handwriting revealed a shocking confession, one that, if true, could change everything the world thought it knew. Whatever secrets this room had held for so long, they had just begun to unravel, and the truth was more terrifying than anyone could have imagined.
Conducted of Mr. Hackman's pacemaker. This revealed that his last event was recorded on February 17th, 2025. I was advised that a more thorough investigation will be completed. That'll conclude my statement. I will take a few questions, just so everybody knows, this is an active investigation still. I'll take questions.
Sure. Based on
Who was Gene Hackman, really? An unsolved mystery. Throughout his life, Gene Hackman was known to the public as a talented actor, a Hollywood icon with a legacy of unforgettable roles. But behind the glamour and fame, could he have been hiding another identity? As investigations into his death deepened, more and more strange discoveries emerged, casting doubt on everything people thought they knew about him. The documents recovered from his estate weren't just scripts or personal notes. They contained bizarre scientific research, handwritten texts in ancient, unidentified languages, and manuscripts discussing supernatural phenomena and advanced physics theories far ahead of their time. Some even included cryptic symbols never seen before. This raised the question, was Gene Hackman not just an actor, but also a secret researcher working on something far beyond Hollywood? Adding to the mystery were old photographs and peculiar artifacts found in his hidden underground chamber. Among them were references to secret societies, organizations rumored to have influenced major historical events. Some of Hackman's personal letters hinted at his connection to an undisclosed group, one that may have operated in complete secrecy. If true, could his Hollywood career have been nothing more than a carefully crafted cover for a much larger, more mysterious mission? Perhaps the most chilling discovery was the collection of strange objects found deep within his mansion's hidden passageway. Some were ancient relics etched with symbols that didn't match any known civilization, while others appeared to be technological devices of unknown origin. Experts were baffled. Were these items linked to a classified project? Had Hackman been involved in an experiment or operation so secret that even now no one dares to speak of it? The death of Gene Hackman, the eerie findings inside his home, and the many unanswered questions have transformed him from a Hollywood legend into one of history's greatest enigmas. Who was he, really? A celebrated actor? A hidden researcher? Or a key figure in a conspiracy too vast to comprehend? The truth remains buried within old documents, silent walls, and secrets no one has yet been willing to uncover.
I don't have that information. Again, I didn't personally see the individuals, so there's no indication that there was any stress. There was no indication of any of that I can tell or that I can share, unfortunately.
Do you think the dogs?
been ruled out?
Hold on. Anybody else? I know you've asked a question, ma'am.
Sheriff, was there any significance to the space heater being located near her head, that detail, and any more information about how the dogs died?
No, I don't think the space, now that we've ruled out
Hackman's Mansion. An impenetrable fortress. John Hackman's mansion is no ordinary home. From the outside, it exudes an air of mystery, standing like a fortress rather than a place of leisure. Its massive stone walls, reinforced iron gates, and towering perimeter create an imposing silhouette against the skyline. Those who have had the rare chance to glimpse its architecture describe it as something out of a bygone era, reminiscent of a medieval stronghold rather than a modern estate. But why would a retired actor need such an impenetrable residence? Security at Hackman's estate is far beyond what one would expect from even the most high-profile celebrities. Motion sensors are installed along every pathway, capable of detecting the faintest disturbance. Thermal cameras sweep the grounds, ensuring that even under the cover of darkness, no movement goes unnoticed. Private security teams conduct 24/7 surveillance, operating with military precision. It is a level of protection that raises more questions than answers. What exactly is being guarded behind those walls? Perhaps even more telling is the rigorous selection process for anyone granted access to the mansion's inner workings. Staff members are reportedly subjected to extensive background checks, psychological evaluations, and strict confidentiality agreements. Those who break their silence face severe consequences, with some former employees mysteriously vanishing from public records after their tenure. It's clear that Hackman was not just seeking privacy, he was safeguarding something far more significant. Local records reveal that the property sits atop a network of underground passages, some of which date back centuries. Rumors suggest that Hackman may have taken advantage of these tunnels, modifying them for his own undisclosed purposes. Could these subterranean structures be hiding something of great importance? Blueprints of the estate are mysteriously incomplete, with entire sections omitted from public records, fueling speculation that hidden chambers may lie beneath the mansion. Inside, the mansion itself is said to be a labyrinth of secrecy. Certain rooms remain permanently locked, accessible only to Hackman himself or a select few. Visitors, though rare, have spoken of hallways lined with antique safes, shelves of classified documents, and an extensive collection of artifacts with origins unknown. Some claim to have seen advanced technology embedded within the walls, far more sophisticated than what would be expected in a private residence. Was Hackman simply a collector, or was his home a vault for something the world was not meant to see? Beyond its physical defenses, the estate is shrouded in legal barriers as well. Multiple shell companies own different sections of the property, making it nearly impossible to trace its true ownership. Satellite images show unusual heat signatures in various locations around the estate, indications of underground activity or hidden machinery at work. These anomalies have only deepened the mystery, leading some to believe that Hackman's mansion was more than just a home. It was a facility of some kind. Despite all these measures, the biggest question remains: what was Hackman protecting? Was he concealing sensitive information, rare and valuable objects, or something even more enigmatic? The extreme precautions suggest a level of paranoia, or perhaps knowledge of a looming threat that others were unaware of. Whatever the case, His fortress-like mansion was not built out of mere extravagance. It was designed with a purpose, one that has yet to be fully understood. Hackman's disappearance from the public eye only adds to the mystery. Now, with his estate standing silent and impenetrable, the world is left to wonder. Was he safeguarding a secret too great to reveal? Or was he simply preparing for something inevitable? Until the day that fortress is truly unlocked, the truth may remain buried within its walls, waiting for those daring enough to uncover it.
You know, we've struggled to release as much information as we can, as we have. There may be a press release that comes out this afternoon. You know, the search warrant was executed just before 10 o'clock p.m. last night, and so they've been working diligently through the night and starting again in the morning to completely process the scene. And so we're still in the preliminary.
The Iron Door and a terrifying conspiracy. As the FBI's investigation delved deeper into Gene Hackman's mansion, agents discovered a massive iron door hidden behind a dust-covered stone wall. There was no handle, no visible way to open it, only a rusted lock, seemingly untouched for decades. What could possibly be concealed behind this ominous barrier? A long-forgotten treasure, a personal secret, or a horrifying truth capable of changing everything? From the moment they uncovered this door, an already mysterious case took a chilling turn. The FBI immediately sealed off the area, barring anyone from getting close. They brought in advanced equipment to analyze the structure of the door, yet refused to disclose any details about what they found. This secrecy only fueled public speculation, giving rise to countless theories and wild conspiracies. Some believed the door could lead to an extensive underground network, a hidden system stretching far beyond the mansion itself. Others suggested it might hold evidence of a dark plot, something so dangerous that the FBI had no choice but to keep it from the public. But if there was truly something of such significance behind that door, why had it remained hidden for so long? According to an inside source, Gene Hackman had exhibited unusual behavior in the months leading up to his death. He withdrew from public life, refused media appearances, and even hired additional private security to guard his estate. Those close to him recalled how he had seemed increasingly anxious, as if burdened by knowledge he couldn't share. Was he trying to protect himself from an impending threat? Could his sudden death be more than just an accident? What made things even more suspicious was the collection of handwritten documents found inside the hidden chamber. Among them were detailed notes about secret meetings between Hackman and powerful figures from both the political and entertainment industries. Some pages had been torn out, but what remained hinted at a cover-up spanning decades. One document referenced a classified operation, accompanied by warnings that anyone involved could be in serious danger. If this truly was a conspiracy that had remained buried for years, then who was responsible? And was Hackman just another casualty in a larger, more sinister plan? The discovery of the iron door only deepened the mystery. A door with no obvious means of opening, a lock corroded by time, a hidden passage shrouded in darkness. It all painted a haunting picture, as if pulled straight from the pages of a psychological thriller. But the most unsettling thing wasn't just the existence of the door itself. It was the terrifying uncertainty of what lay behind it. Was it an untouched room filled with secrets? A storage vault for classified information? Or something so ominous that the FBI couldn't risk letting the world know? The biggest question remains: who built this door, and for what purpose? Was Gene Hackman merely an unfortunate man who stumbled upon its existence, or did he possess knowledge that he deliberately kept hidden? If he knew about the door, why had he never spoken of it? Why had no one who visited his mansion ever noticed it before? Or had someone intentionally concealed it until Hackman's death forced its secrets into the light? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. This iron door is not just another forgotten piece of old architecture within Hackman's estate. It is a critical piece of a much larger story, one that could change everything we thought we knew about Hollywood, the hidden agendas lurking behind the glitz and glamour, and perhaps even the real circumstances surrounding Gene Hackman's death. But will we ever uncover the full truth? Or will it remain buried once again, like the iron door itself, standing there, sealed forever, daring no one to open it?
The future.
Strange symbols and traces of a mysterious civilization. As the flashlight beams swept across the cold, ancient walls of the underground chamber, a series of strange symbols began to emerge, leaving the agents frozen in place. These weren't random markings or the scratches of time. They were meticulously carved with a clear system in mind. The sharp lines, geometric patterns, and cryptic symbols didn't match any known writing system. This wasn't the work of some wandering drifter. It was the unmistakable signature of a lost civilization, one that history had yet to acknowledge. None of the agents could decipher the symbols, but there was an undeniable logic to them. Some bore a resemblance to alchemical glyphs from the Middle Ages, symbols once believed to hold the power to transmute metals into gold or unlock higher knowledge. Others hinted at an ancient numerical system, as if they were blueprints for a forgotten technology, far ahead of its time. Could this be some sort of code, a message left behind for those who could one day unravel its meaning? Beyond the symbols, the agents discovered an intricate set of engravings, diagrams that looked like blueprints for a machine unlike anything known to modern science. These weren't crude sketches. They were highly detailed technical schematics, calculated with remarkable precision. Some designs suggested gears, axles, and mechanical components, yet their function remained a mystery. If an advanced civilization had created such technology, why had history erased all trace of them? Where had they gone? And why was there no record of their existence? As the agents continued their investigation, they stumbled upon a discovery that sent chills down their spines: a star map carved directly into the stone floor. The shocking part? It wasn't a random scattering of celestial bodies, but a precise reflection of the night sky at a specific point in time. After cross-referencing astronomical data, they realized the map depicted the heavens as they appeared thousands of years ago, perhaps even further back. Was this a guide leading to a hidden location, or was it a record of an astronomical event lost to history? The symbols on the walls bore eerie similarities to ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, the cuneiform script of Mesopotamia, and even the undeciphered carvings found at unexplored archaeological sites. But what civilization had left them behind? Could they be linked to Atlantis, the gods of the Mayan civilization, or even an unknown, highly advanced culture that had vanished without a trace? The implications were staggering. If this discovery was real, it had the potential to rewrite everything we knew about human history. Beyond the mechanical diagrams and celestial charts, the chamber held other unsettling signs, ones that suggested ritualistic significance. Concentric circles, glyphs resembling arcane sigils, and traces of offerings hinted at a place once used for sacred ceremonies. Had this underground space been a site for summoning unknown entities? Or was it a vault protecting forbidden knowledge only a chosen few were meant to access? If so, who had once stood here, performing these mysterious rites? And more importantly, who or what had they been trying to reach? One of the agents brushed his hand against a stone slab with a central symbol, and an eerie sound reverberated through the chamber. It wasn't the creaking of old stone or the echoes of their own movement. It was a structured sequence of sounds, almost like a coded transmission. Was this some kind of activation mechanism? A hidden doorway waiting to be unlocked? Or worse, was this a warning left behind for those who dared to disturb the past? Whatever the case, it was clear they had stumbled upon something far beyond their understanding. Hours passed, but the deeper they investigated, the more questions they uncovered. No one could explain the origin of the symbols, the meaning behind the star map, or the purpose of the engravings. Was this an archive of forgotten knowledge, or was it a warning? A message left by an ancient civilization to forewarn of something yet to come? Whatever the answer, one thing was certain. These strange symbols and cryptic traces could either open the door to a groundbreaking revelation or reveal a truth that was never meant to be known. Thank you for being with us. We know there are millions of other content options out there, but you chose to spend your time on our channel, and that means the world to us. Your support is what drives us to keep uncovering shocking mysteries, revealing untold truths, and bringing you the most jaw-dropping stories from Hollywood. Let's continue this thrilling journey together. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications today so you never miss our latest videos. Once again, a heartfelt thank you. See you in the next adventure.